Surprise! We have swapped Kelsa and Golden H. Everybody, what's up? Dum-ba-bow. Yeah, how's it going?
Shocking.
Welcome back here to an extra long hour special section extravaganza of Once Upon a Game. We're
We're gonna finish this
yeah, we're
game.
we're playing. We're gonna play a full game here. We're committed.
No matter.
We're almost there, so
Yeah,
it's
there we go.
good.
Swapped you guys around. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump back into it, shall we?
Yes.
Cool.
Absolutely.
So we're in the Isle of Dreams.
Who wants to do a scene? Because I just introduced said aisle.
I'm not logging in. So give me a second.
Oh, that might help.
We go to the dreaming place, and this is a scene where Rivers is I'm really gonna avoid dropping into like LSD kind of references, but instead, shit, you know what this is? Forget I said any of that. Those immortal roses grow here. This is where they're from.
Ooh.
And it reminds him of his love and that happiness, and he can't have it. But I think for the dreaming place, I think he forgets that he can't have it for those precious, fleeting moments. And that he does have it. This is like the cliffs of Dover. Like these gorgeous white cliffs. In fact, they're probably called the Pallet Cliffs or something.
Mm.
Or like, and like up on top near like the not near the edges, but like on your way up there, there's just like there's not that many like large trees or anything like that. There aren't really any trees at all on this island. But there's like these shrubs, and these shrubs are or these hedges are these roses that grow naturally here, and they're different colors. That's another thing is that they are all different colors, all varieties of hues of and shades of different colors or the different like any type of colored roses here. So obviously, the our the Magus has grown that particular breed back at Ravenhall.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Hmm. All right, I can do one, I guess.
Okay.
Where's my icon go? Hey, where are you? Here you are. I'm going to the windmill. The work left undone. Well, the Magus goes to the windmill after talking to the painter. And as he does so, he has kind of like a glossy eyes, like he doesn't know what he's doing. So Fawn follows him, and she whispers to River, "There's something wrong. There's something wrong with the Magus. He hasn't been acting like himself since we left to go to the city. Since even before we got there. He's doing it again. I'm concerned."
Are you gonna leave it vague like that?
Well, I mean, if she doesn't do anything, she's going to go to the windmill by herself.
I don't think he does. I think he's very like he knows it's true, but also doesn't want to change anything. And something about like the he's like it's like the worst parts of neutrality.
Okay. Does he explain any of this to Fawn?
No, I don't think he does. I think they I think he's just like let him be. Let him I think he says something like trite like, like let him paint with the brush he chooses, you know. Maybe like in fact it's sympathetic. It's neutral but sympathetic being like he's been through a lot. Let him paint with the brush he chooses.
I don't think
Let the artist paint with the brush he chooses.
I don't think Magus is the one holding the brush. And then she runs off by herself. Um, so Fawn goes to the windmill, and the Magus is there, and he has what is it? He has a glass scepter, and he's feeding it into the windmill's grind. So he pushes it in a little bit, and the glass scepter shatters just a little bit. And he keeps pushing more and more and more of it in. And then when he's about to reach in, and take what he's done, a Fawn pushes him out of the way. And he topples over and seems confused for a moment. And in that moment, Fawn takes the glass dust and sprinkles it to the wind outside these giant doors that are always on the upper part of the windmill. And I think everyone can see like this glowing trail in the sky, like a beacon. And they will end it there.
That's cool.
All right.
Sleep
I
cat.
think that we're gonna go to the dreaming place with Vago, and we see Vago walking through the roses and all of the different colors growing wild, and him walking to like a bench overlooking them and sitting down and just breathing in the smell of the all of the roses, just the flush of them. And he sits there on the bench for a moment and leans back casually and looks up at the spattering of white puffy clouds moving across the sky. And we see that when he was happy is right now. This moment, the wind rustling through his short hair and breathing in the scent of the roses and looking out across the beyond that to the water of the ocean where it meets the sky, and just
with your short hair now, like probably blowing because it's no longer like kept tight and
exactly. And like he pushes a strand behind his pointed ears and just like basks in the sunlight for a moment.
Yeah.
Having left his armor behind on the ship.
I see something. All right, there's no handouts for the game. Okay.
What?
I was wondering if there were handouts for the game, but there's not.
No, I didn't think so. I think we've all done a scene here. Did anybody want to do another?
I'm good.
No, I'm ready. But who wants to do the transition to Crow Hall?
Mm.
It might be around my turn.
Sure.
I think the perils of our Magus gets worse because the ruins of Crow Hall are empty, but the Magus is more and more agitated at us and more terse as we reach the shores. In fact, he insults Grandmother Black as we leave, and it's like it's really weird. But I think prior to that, I think the Grandmother Black and the painter had a conversation at some point about the Magus that we weren't privy to, and we see like Grandmother Black like look very sad, knowing that there's some kind of like inevitable like you're hurting and I understand kind of thing, right? As she like leaves, and her crew is like, are you gonna just take that kind of thing and stuff? Like, like how could like this great person, be so insulting to us after all these things and the safe passage and all that kind of stuff. And she's like, she nips that in the bud, and but just tells everybody like we're going, and we're kind of like left without a way home as the Sea Wing returns. So the hospitality here is very terse, almost non-existent, as the Magus is like angry and brooding the whole time, leaving us to our own devices.
I see.
Mm.
Oh, jeez, these are all so good. Jeez, I don't know. Yeah, in true Crow Hall is a mirror of Ravenhall fashion, as Sith Master pointed out in chat. I am going to do a reprise of the scrying pool as my scene here in Crow Hall. Who suffers in your absence is the prompt. And as Vago walks through the abandoned ruins of Crow Hall, he finds himself inexplicably drawn towards the scrying pool here in the exact same place as it was in Ravenhall. And he pulls from his pocket the small paper boat that he did not send back at the beginning.
Yeah.
And he kneels down beside the water and he lights the candle, and it starts to float off across the surface of the scrying pool. And we cut back and sideways to where we see his wife, old and pale looking, just like we last saw her, only now lying stricken in bed, sweating and unable to rise, calling for someone. And a young woman brings her a cup of water, and she shakily holds it to her lips and takes a sip.
Shit.
And then we cut back to seeing the candle floating across the pond.
I'm gonna go to the sculpture gardens. I am looking for the signs of that traveler. Remember that story I told of the guy from Crow Hall who returned the other way? I'm looking for signs of that guy here. That
Mm.
Magus. And so I'm wandering the sculpture gardens, and the Magus is there. But if you don't mind, I'm actually gonna Do you mind if I roll here real quick to see which one I get? Because then which one
Sure.
I get, I'm gonna dictate how the Magus responds
I
and
mean,
why I get it that way. Or we can
technically
play
you can
it.
choose, but you
Yeah,
can roll
I'm
if
gonna
you
let that
prefer
take
to
this.
have the
Choose to
how
roll.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'm gonna do that real quick.
it's up to
So I
you.
have an
It's
idea.
entirely up to you.
All right, so obsessed. Cool. So yeah, I become obsessed, trying to find this guy here. But there's like no traces, and all it has is just like arcane kind of statues about other things, about Australia and all of the different islands and all this information, all these sculptures of like different like relics of these different places. But there's nothing about the guy who lived here, and I'm like looking all over there for this stuff like feverishly, and there's nothing. So I'm going to gain the obsessed trait.
Nice. So I think Fawn follows River to the sculpture gardens, and she sees, him and the Magus. But then she gets afraid when River starts acting all obsessed, so she makes her own way. Eventually, she catches sight of a sculpture that looks kind of like her, and she goes to look at it, and like it's like this entire section of the gardens with sculptures that look just like her. Each one's a little bit different. And she's walking down the sculptures, like on this stone path that's got weeds growing out of it. And some of them, like she just looks in their eyes. Some of them is like clearly they have children around them, and yet the eyes look far off in the distance, like they're lonely, and she
Mm-hmm.
knows that she's not going to grow old as long as there's magic. And she rejects this path. And she goes on, and she sees others of her like dressed like the Magus, like she's become his apprentice and learned the arts of magic and become obsessed with continuing the magic in the world. And she is more intrigued by this, so she follows this path of statues until she comes to one where it's just an unfinished block of stone with a bust of a woman, just unfinished. So she takes the mender's tools that she has with her, and she begins carving out her own fate. But it seems like unfinished to her. And when she goes to make the last strike, the statue just crumbles to dust.
Mm.
I'm going to take the doomed trait.
Oh no!
Wow, dang. Um,
But to what?
I don't know if I have another scene here.
You don't have to. You don't have to have one. That was good. That was good though.
I don't want to be the person to move the Magus either.
Oh come on. Well, I just moved the Magus, so come on.
I can do it.
I mean, I'll do it, but
You don't want to be? That's fine. I can do it. So the Magus rounds us all up. Where are you, Magus? You're the egg. The egg has never hatched yet, has it?
Mm-mm.
What does that mean?
The Magus takes us, rounds us all up from the ruins of Crowhaw and takes us up a set of stairs. And each step you take on the stairs, there's like this note and a rising harmony, like do do do
Oh,
do.
note as in sound, not message. Got it.
Yes, the scale,
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
rising.
Like each step is like a key on a piano.
Right.
Is it
And
a ascending or descending scale?
it's ascending
Okay.
as we are ascending.
Okay.
And it takes us to a hole. You would think that the glow would surround a wide area, but it's just a crack, a black crack surrounded by a menacing red glow. And we can all feel like this crack is a source of immense wrongness in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And the Magus takes the Mender's tools from Fawn and applies them to the crack until it's healed and gone completely. And when he's done so, he takes his staff and plants it into air where the crack used to be and lets go. And then the staff begins to glow over the entire countryside. And that's where we are.
Nice.
I got one.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I don't want to. I know
No,
you
no,
want.
go for it.
Okay.
No, go for it.
You know, I think this is what I'm gonna say. Um, I don't think the Magus explains what they need to do, but I think it involves them having to repair this fissure, and I know it's gonna be a terrible price, and I don't know what's going to happen. Um, and I'm not saying any of this to the Magus with him up here, but it's implied, and it's implied when I say what I do say to him is I say and I take off the that boutonniere, that rose that I had. I take it off and I say, you know, I don't know what's going to happen to magic, but I know that love's still going to be in this world. And I think that's going to be good enough. And I think I hand him that boutonniere. So technically I'm supposed to lose something when I do that. So I'm going to lose my beautiful trait. That's what the that's what the leaf means.
Well, doesn't it also, can you also change instead of lose, or is it just lose?
I wish I saw the rules for it. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I played this game.
I was just looking him up.
But I'm just gonna leave. I don't care. I think
fine.
losing the beautiful trait by giving up my boutonniere is perfect.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect.
So I give it up. It's a boutonniere, right? Or is it corsage? Corsage is on your wrist.
Yeah.
Boutonniere is okay. Yes. Nailed it.
I am going to go here, touching. Why I serve the Magus. So we see Vago approach the Magus as after the ritual is completed, and there are Um, there's tears streaking down his face. And he says, "You really did it." And the Magus just nods and he says, "It was worth it, even though I'm not going to make it home." And he is going to lose his viciousness. Fierce. He is no
Okay.
longer fierce.
Fierce.
He's more mild mannered, humble even.
Nice. I'm gonna go with the voices. Your face and the glow. So Afon's looking into the glow, and it's just so bright and beautiful. It's like she's almost glowing as well. And she feels so happy and joyful. And she gives River a hug and a kiss, and then she gives Vago a hug and a kiss. And then she goes to give the Magus a hug and a kiss, but he has that same far off look in his eyes.
Yeah.
And she gives him a slap across the face. And the Magus gets this look in his eyes, and he starts strangling her to death. And as that happens, she begins to hear, the voices of the men that hunted her, the king's men, and the voices of the people in the towns she visited. What's the first town?
Ravenloft?
Barleytown.
Oh, Barleytown. Yeah.
Barleytown. Man. Yeah, Barleytown. And the people, all the blind people on the Isle of the Blind people who told her all the beautiful things. And then she can hear her voice just telling him to wake up. And I think we'll end there. Telling the Magus to wake up.
What does she lose?
She loses the doomed trait.
Oh, because she's telling the Magus to wake up.
We don't know that. I'll let you guys.
You want to just end it? Just
At that
be
point,
like,
and do and some epilogues or something.
be like, no, that's it. There's nothing more. The camera fades to black as she's slowly being choked, and then she says, "Magus, wake up," and then credits roll.
Dude, what the fuck? That's super sad. Oh.
Is it sad? Or do we just not know?
Fuck, guys. This game. So, yeah, this is full of magic, and there are many things that we did not do. For instance, there's still a gigantic deck of cards we did not go through. There's multiple more islands. And watch this, guys. Watch this.
Oh, shit. Nothing's there.
Yes, zoom out.
I had already zoomed out all the way.
No,
there we go.
Okay. Zoom in. You zoomed out too far.
I zoomed out to infinity. Oh, that's pretty creepy stuff.
Here's the underground zone. So there is an underground thing that takes you up to the other place. So it's awesome. There's so many things we can do in this game. guys, and Roll20 makes it super easy to play this game. Definitely get it on as the module there. It's well worth your time. This is a great game. Holy shit.
This was great.
I'm so glad we have a full playthrough now of Fall of Magic. I really like it. I like playing with 3 people. I think this game really shines though with 4 people total. I think the pace is a little bit better. It's a little bit slower with more people, but I think it just adds the extra moment. But yeah, good job everybody.
That's fun.
We played Fall of Magic. We did it.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. Any thoughts on it?
I appreciated every time when you're like, wow, Kelsa, that was really creepy.
Yeah. Well, guys, you're really good at it. Golden H was pretty good with being creepiness too.
I'm stacking those creeps points up for Monday's Blades.
Perfect.
It was real hard for me. I was trying to do like a strong female character that wasn't a badass.
No, I thought that you did fantastically.
I didn't want any really sad or really happy endings.
Yeah. No, I liked their transition over the game. I thought it was really cool. My favorite part was the painter. I thought that was super good. I really liked that one.
Bob Ross is great.
Mr. Bob Ross.
Yeah, well, not just the painter itself, but that whole island scene.
Yeah,
was really interesting.
It was good.
Was good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like most of it was good. The only thing is, didn't do a whole lot of reincorporation. I don't know if there's.
Are you sure?
I thought we did quite a bit.
I thought we had quite a lot. So
I know.
Maybe it's just me.
This game...
I definitely did at the end. Like I'd been holding on to that little boat in my back pocket since I decided not to send it, and I almost pulled it out like 2 other times, but then when we got to that point, I was like, "No, this is perfect."
Yeah, I can't really do it justice right now, but there's a lot of parallelism and reincorporation just by Ross Cowman's game design here. For example, there's a reason why the starting and ending point has why you serve the magus.
Yeah.
Right. Several
that's
times.
great.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I said that's great.
Yeah, like several points of time, you start establishing things early on a little bit, and then you have a chance to see when they get changed and how they get put to the test, and then we go to the end and see what's the outcome like.
Oh yeah.
And if basically the game kind of goes like this, in my opinion. Not every game, obviously. But it's very much like a game where you do, I'm going to start a certain way. I'm going to start with traits A or like idea A, and then midway through I am now A to B, and then the last part is how do I feel about that transition from A to B. Right?
Yeah.
You include other characters into that mixture of changing from A to B as well, right? But
I definitely feel like Vago changed, and of course, like the kind of symbology of that was him cutting off his hair.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's great.
I think that he was slowly changing before that, though, because I started off mentioning every time that he was in his full plate armor, and then slowly we see him come out of it, and then puts it away. You know.
That's great.
That was definitely a point of what was the word we were just talking about? Repeating a theme.
Reincorporation, yeah.
Reincorporation that I used as a touchstone for Vago.
Oh, that was great. I think we all reincorporated from ourselves, just not really too much cross-pollination.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
The main reason why I made Fawn transform into a human was because I wanted to be able to interact more with your characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it really hard to do that for some reason.
Yeah, you really gotta like force yourself and like push yourself into like being a part of other people's stories in this way. We also did a lot. Well, in this game in particular, we didn't do a lot of like too much role playing. I know other people when they play this game, they do a lot of role playing, and instead of like really knowing where the scene
Yeah.
is, then basically, if you to borrow microscope terminology, some people do all play scenes and then instead of dictated scenes, if that makes sense.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
I think that also makes the game longer, but it also it also makes it a lot differenter.
Yeah, it definitely felt rushed. And not that it was a bad thing, but it was like, okay, I'm going to drop my idea bomb and move on to the next thing.
So yeah, exactly. I don't think that's a bad way of playing though. It's like playing a fast game of Fiasco.
No, it's fine.
In fact, because so essentially instead of having time of doing, okay, so here's what I'm gonna say. This might be controversial a little bit. An all play scene is just a rapid succession of dictated scenes. I put forward something, you put forward something, based on what I say. I put forward something, you based on what I say, and you're just doing that real quick, and but that's just encapsulated in a conversation in like one bubble, which is the scene, right? So what you're doing with a dictated scene that way is just very more like it's just more. It's a slower revolution of that. When it's like, yeah, you put forward a fact, and then someone else can be like, I can play with that fact or not, and you can just slowly evolve it that way, or not. I don't know. It's something to think about. But
Maybe.
guys, we played Fall of Magic. Yay!
It was real fun.
So
We did. It happened.
get this game. If you can find this game in physical copy as well, get it. It's a great Christmas gift for your gamer friends. It really is. It's a fantastic game. I highly recommend it. That will do it for us tonight here in Once Upon a Game Land. I will be in 9.5 hours. I will be over on Silent Osiris' channel for some Pendragon. So I'll be doing that. I'm going to read up on the battle rules after this because I need to get prepared for it. Because we're going to be doing some battles and stuff over there.
I heard that was a bloody game.
So it's going to be fun.
Full of bloody death.
Yeah. So that's what I got to do.
Delicious bloody death. And then after that, there's going to be some Blades in the Dark, maybe?
Definitely Blades in the Dark after that.
I've heard some really great things about the game of Blades in the Dark that you run on Saturdays. It's got a really good cast.
Yeah, it's really good chemistry, really good cast for sure. Yeah, especially the the Hound. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know, but
Maybe
yeah,
you're biased.
So
yeah, could happen.
Great. Yeah.
The Hound, is that a new class?
No, it's a regular class. Blades in the Dark.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you believe it though? Can you believe, guys, that the least played class of Blades in the Dark is the Slide, which is like the de facto class of the genre of the game that you were playing?
Because I don't know. I have actually had a couple of games without a slide, but
it is the least played
I
class.
also had a game that had 2 slides.
It's still the least played class, aside the spider, which is fine because
spider's hard.
Yeah, like the spider is not your first rodeo class usually.
It was for some. Well, I can talk Blades forever.
I know. We'll
Let's
end up
not
talking
go down
Blades
that
for the next
road.
4 hours. Yeah. So, anyways, if you want to see us play Blades, see what the hell we're talking about, join us tomorrow on my channel at 2 p.m. 1 p.m.
All right.
1 p.m.
1
1 p.m. Eastern.
Pacific time.
And I'll be
1 p.m. Pacific time, fellas.
Guys.
Yeah.
It's now my birthday as of
Happy birthday!
Hey, happy birthday!
Thank you.
Welcome. I got you this game.
That was a great present, Eric and Kelsa.
Yeah. I made you this game.
This was a lot of fun. It's a great way to spend the first couple minutes of my birthday.
Yeah.
So,
Yay!
Yeah. So enjoy the rest of your birthday.
I will.
Everyone over in TV land, enjoy the rest of your birthdays because this is your birthday. It's
everyone's birthday.
Welcome to my
Always
channel.
watch
You should watch
on
more
your
of my
birthday.
you should watch more of my things because every day here when you're watching my stuff is your birthday. So happy birthday. Take care. Seriously, it may not be your birthday though, but
It's totally your birthday. Don't let us know, Eric.
all right. See you, everybody.